his pocket picked, which is Edwards. And a shove in the back there and a penalty. Well, the contact was there. It was an arm away from the body. It was a silly push by the defender. And the contact was felt in the back by the Glory player. I'm not sure who it was there driving into the box, but you can argue that he made the most of the contact here in Bramwell, I think it was. But just not a place that you want to give away a free kick, really, is it? Last place. You want to just throw an arm out and push a player in the back. Whether or not it was soft, it was given. And it will be Giordano Colli to place this one on the spot. Looking for the opener here today, and his third of the season. Giordano Colli steps up, fires and scores. Rolls it in with a plonk. Glory are off to a perfect start. They haven't been playing particularly well in these opening 10 minutes or so, but they have the opening goal. A bit of soul searching as well. I mentioned their inability to keep opposition teams off the score sheet as McCullough and Sinclair exchange words on halfway. And they have failed again here. Their clean sheet tally will stay at 1 for the season. Their only clean sheet all the way back in round 3 against Rockingham. A side that has perhaps dented their confidence here today. They went down to Rockingham last week, Gwelup, and suffered a shock defeat, 2-1. Crazy game, and 9 men ending up on the pitch for Rockingham, and that one shoves down there. Wonderful pressure from Anasmo. Chance to make it 2. He looks up. Perhaps could have 5, but he passes it back instead for Zimmerino. Not a bad man to pass it to. One of the leading scorers of the team. That shot is blocked by Blair Govan. But again, Josh Anasmo perhaps should have just set his sights on goal. He had that earlier chance where he took a little too long and really well read and nipped in there. Aidan Edwards rolling it in for an offside. Anasmo, that was close. That was close. Flag was up and he allows it to roll through for Radachak. Placed on the ground. And Anasmo again getting over there to apply pressure. Good start from him, even if the decision making perhaps in the final third has been a little questionable. He's putting pressure on, and there he is again. Sensational stuff from the Glory number 17. It's exactly what this side needs. High energy, high pressing. And when it starts from the front, it makes it so difficult teams to play, and when you have that goal lead, starting to ask questions yourselves already. Pressure. So important. A mistake there from Edwards this time. Turns it over. Brooks fires on goal. Just scuffs that one and rolls through the arms of Cameron Cuckoo. Rolls out to Muir on the far side. Or he looked to clip one down the line for Anasmo. You know he's not going to give up on the charge. A little too heavy on that occasion. For Radachak to claim. Great start from the hosts. It's into the scoreboard anyway. Lead by 1 goal to 0 courtesy of that Giordano Colli penalty. Header and challenge there from Painter Andrews. Jack now. The dribble down the line. Does well to hold off a man and roll it there into the path of Zimmerino. Really good work there, and again the high press on Zimmerino gets it back. Here is the Glory's leading scorer, takes the tumble, and again questions are going to be asked, and getting right in the face of the linesman there is Blair Govan. He's had about 100 yellow cards this season. Be careful not to get another one there, Blair. Changes from the side that lost to Rockingham last week for Gwelup, with Maralunda and Griffiths coming in. The big miss, it will be Declan Hargraves in midfield. Just provides that bite. Colli runs over it. Fired in low and feet of Radachak, who comes out and play as well. Spoke to Trevor Morgan, the Gwelup coach, just before this game and asked him how do they replace that tenacity of Declan Hargraves in midfield, and he said, that's a good question. Hoping that the inclusion of Brent Griffiths, the experience of the Gwelup number 7 in midfield today will help. He said he's one of the most vocal players in the team, always comes in, a great organiser. He's got a bit of organising to do here. They find themselves down by the opening goal, that Collie penalty kick. Glory 1, Croatia 0, much to the delight of the home sides. Fans here today are making a lot of noise before kick-off. I'm sure they'll continue to throughout the game. Ducking inside here is Makala. Finds himself a bit of space just through his own lightning pace. It comes back out to Sinclair, who drops it for Marilunda. His pass is cut out, and picking it up there is Griffiths. But he makes a mistake trying to dribble past a man in midfield and turning it over. The offside player leaves it. There's a chance for Edwards. Wonderful save initially. It's going to bounce on. And it's a goal for Edwards. Glory 2. Gwelup Croatia 0. Well, it looks like Onasmo is claiming the goal. The initial strike from Edwards was kept out reasonably well by Radicek. It was a good reaction save, but the deflection went up and over his head. He got back to his feet and tried to scramble back and keep it out, but the Glory forwards by hook or by crook found a way to force that ball over the line. And Onasmo looks like he's claiming it. If it is his goal, it'll be his 5th of the season. And what a start this is for the Glory. 2-0 up in the opening half an hour. Sinclair to get us restarted for Gwelup. Not the start that the away side wanted at all. I mentioned they have been struggling to keep clean sheets. They've been struggling to stop side scoring. And that is now 26 goals conceded in 16 games for the visitors. By contrast, the home side have conceded just 19. They are tied for the 3rd best defensive record in the league. They've also kept 4 clean sheets, which is betted only by the champions, ECU Joondalup. That long throw, rising high and heading away there. Before man in Formston, I think it was. And that long ball down the line looking for Leach, but overhit and wide. It'll be a Gwelup throw. Right on the halfway line. Come back and look to start again. Makala wanted the long diagonal. Instead, they look for the long one down the line. Cut out well by Painter Andrews. A good touch there in midfield from Edwards for Leach. Wider still they go, and the touch initially from Zimmerino led him down, forced him wide, but he scrambles back. Looks like a bit of problem on the far side, keeping his feet, but the tenacity of Zimmerino is there, and he wins the ball back for Leach. Leach finds forward. Comes into Collie, drops the shoulder and looks to bring it out the far side before retreating back to Jacob Muir. Exchanges possession with him again there. Play Painter Andrews, who finds Edwards, calls for it back and challenge. A little over the top there in the eyes of the referee. Glory free kick. They have had their troubles keeping goals out, Gwelup. They don't have too many troubles scoring them. 30 goals scored this season, the 3rd best record in the league. So I was very surprised if they don't manage to at least get some chances later on in this one. There's a Gwelup man down in the box there. I think it's Brent Griffiths, and that would be a huge loss if he's not able to continue. Gwelup players just calling for the game to be stopped, and the referee now does see the player down. Get confirmation on who that is when you can make out the number. I thought it was Blair Griffiths initially, and it is, or Brent Griffiths rather. He was the man that Trevor Morgan was saying before the game could come and bring that organisation to the side that they desperately need without Hargraves, but he goes off as well. They're going to be in real trouble. especially as they already find themselves trailing by 2-0. Apologies earlier, I had my stats wrong. I said Blair Gavin's had 100 yellow cards this season. It's only 7. Certainly don't need an injury here to Griffiths, but they potentially do need just a break, just something to stop the Glory momentum. They made plenty of mistakes bringing the ball out from the back, but when they've gone up the other end, they've looked dangerous, not just on the goal, but a couple of other moments there where when they go into the box, it just looks like there's going to be danger. That had a charge that he misjudged earlier. Josh Anasmo forcing turnovers and chances. They do look lively in the final third. Still yet to concede, but they've given it away again. Playing it out from the back, and that's almost a WWE elbow drop there from Jacob Muir. Ball whipped in across the box, good touch from Leach, and he takes it away. Beautiful ball from the number 7. Gets it out there to Zimmerino. He's stopped short, but just to hold off McCullough. And Anasmo over again to pressure, and win his side to throw in. Well, Josh Anasmo has been everywhere in that front third, absolutely harassing anyone in a black and white shirt. Big reason for this 2-goal lead. Scored the second. Here's the man that scored the first. Collie chipping it down the line to Zimmerino. Jumping into the back of his opposition there. Ethan Brooks perhaps getting the arms a little high. It's hard when you have the 1 foot height advantage to not jump over the top of your opponent. Charlie Leach picks up the free kick. Collie and Zimmerino stand over it. Discuss the strategy. Collie makes the break down the left wing. Zimmerino leads. Collie whips it in. Over the top, over the back, and in! And it's Jack Andrews. What a day for Glory! 3-0. And the visitors are shell-shocked. Well, clearly, some training ground work has gone into this one. Collie needed to break down the line initially, came back and whipped it in himself, and the man of the moment at the back post who timed his run perfectly was Jack Painter-Andrews, and he made no mistake with the header from close range. Glory under 21s 3, Gwelup Croatia 0. Unbelievable start for the hosts in the opening half an hour. Who would have picked this? I would have picked that there'd be goals. I certainly wouldn't have thought that the Glory would have 3 after half an hour and Gwelup would have none. They really need something. They need a spark here, the visitors. Long ball, a diagonal looking, I think, for Sinclair. Just came back off the back there of Ethan Brooks. Back to Radachak, and Gwelup can start again. They're just not having a moment to catch a breather. That long ball from McCullough. He cushions it down. The Salinger who clips it down the line looking for Sinclair. Getting back there ahead of Sinclair is Formston. He does well enough as the linesman drops his flag. Salinger will take the throw for Gwelup. Looks like it will be of the long variety as he loads up and fires one into the 6-yard box. Colley's header up, not away, headed away partially by Edwards, and the Glory can break again. There's numbers on the near side if he can find them. Good battle in midfield there. Initially, eventually losing out was Leach to his opposite number in Griffiths. Govern looks down the line. Maralunda. Back for Govern. Govern looks to fire one forward, but getting there first is Jacob Muir for the Glory. And And there's more height than distance on that one. Might have brought down some snow with it. Just a little elbow into the back there on the follow-up challenge from Asani Sinclair. Gives away the free kick. Clip it out for forward, near touchline, about 10 yards too long. And there is really nothing going right for Gwelup at the moment as Kieran Salinger slips as he goes to field that ball. Seen a couple of slips as players trying to stop up. It's just a little loose on the surface by the looks of things. Retreats. Back for Fulhamson. Retreats further still to Cook. Cook fires one up the middle where he's intending, I'm sure, but turned over again, and here's a chance for Anasmo to run away. Can they catch him? They eventually do a good despairing tackle from Blair Govan, and hearts were in mouths there because if he times that wrong, it's possibly a red card, a penalty. Or both. In the end, they breathe a sigh of relief. It was inches away from being 4.
Focused, you know.
Well, where do Gwelup go from here?
Experience will come.
They just need some cool heads in the middle of the park. They can't afford to turn the ball over in the fashion they have so far in this first half. Just moments ago, again gifting it to Anasmo as there's an offside flag up that the referee has not noticed. Eventually he does, and the whistle blows. It was the first initial pass down the touchline that the assistance flag went up for. Well, I am as shocked as anyone here at the scoreline. Glory 3, Gwelup 0. There are always goals almost when either of these two sides play. Glory did have a blockbuster 5-3 win over Coburn back in round 4. Gwelup have put 5 past the side as well. They're going to have to go close to that. They're going to get anything out of this game, but here's a chance to look for their first. Mukala just running, firing after he cut inside forward. Scuffed the shot. The arms of Cook. He fires long. Good defending there on this occasion. Salinger losing a throw in the end. Forward will take.
No, not there.
Glory 3, Gwelup 0. As Forward takes the throw. Just almost kept in by Aidan Edwards, but the linesman stopped him in his tracks.
If I can see the line, the ball cannot be out.
Well, the one thing that they have done really well today so far, the Glory, is just make life difficult for Gwelup. When they've had the ball and they've played it out from the back, they've made a ton of mistakes. But when it's up in their attacking third, they have been tenacious and incessant with their presses. Painter Andrews has his clearance charged down by Sinclair, or by Ethan Brooks rather, who was offside on the return before thumping the ball over the fence to the ire of the Glory players. Making the argument that it is onside, but it looks like it's going to be a free kick for Gwelup. I missed what that was for initially. Must have been a challenge after the pass that the referee wasn't happy with. I didn't see it, so I won't comment. Well, understands over the resultant free kick for Gwelup. They need something quickly. They're going to work their way back into this. Maralunda looks short, and that's an awful set piece. Really allows a few purple shirts to break forward. That's the most recent goal scorer. Painter Andrews winning that header. Leach opposed to Brooks. Brooks tries to take a touch around the young glory number 7. Got the ball around him. Over the touchline. Painter Andrews will retrieve it and throw it back in for the glory. Beautiful day here at Hartfield Park and a beautiful scoreline for the hosts. Leach lets that one roll. Comes to Zimmerino, who couldn't make it stick, and Maralunda looks to go the other way. Great tackle there from Gio Colley. The tenacity of the Glory boys today is on full display as Leach rolls it out for Edwards. Edwards looks to take a Makala one way, then the other. Beautiful from the young man. Turned just wide by Zimmerino. It could have been 4. Well, that is some magic there from Aidan Edwards. The footwork of the young man that dropped the shoulder, leave Makala going one way, take the ball the other way without losing a beat. Fired it across the penalty spot. And the resultant strike there from Zimmerino just mistimed. Rolled wide as Govan now looks to get Gwelup going forward. Maralunda for Makala. He's got a couple of options ahead of him. One is Hassani Sinclair. He's held up really well there by Ford. Back to Brooks, and Brooks' shot is charged down by Edwards, doing his job at the other end now. Keeps on going, and Colley clears. Well, this has been some performance from the boys in purple. Zimmerino carries it away. Of course, as soon as I give them too much praise, they turn it over. Life of the commentator. Salinger comes back inside for Brooks. Brooks switches it all the way out to his skipper in Blair Govan, who will look to get a left-footed cross into the box. It's over the head of Sinclair, headed away by Ford and headed down beautifully to Colley, who probably had a bit more time than he thought, needed a call from his teammates. Could have carried that one out. Charging in, reading it really well there. Other Glory in midfield and looking to play that ball for Erasmo. Southgate just blocked his run, a bit of experience there. From the Gwelup Croatia centre half. Got away with it on this occasion. Here is Southgate again, flipping it up for Griffiths. Who looks to have recovered from his earlier knock and rolls that one out to Salinger, who turns around and balls out his teammate. It's just one of those days for Gwelup so far. Here's Zimmerino, opposed to Southgate. Youth versus experience. Ford comes back for Colley, and now the Glory looking to just control this game, to show a bit of a cool head of their own. Cook, very composed. Lovely work from the goalkeeper, ignoring the cries from the crowd, who got a little bit nervous alongside me, but he knew what he was doing, and the Glory have possession in midfield now. Edwards rolls it back for Muir, finds Colley, and he's going to come all the way back to Cook. It's a game plan that needs a lot of composure to knock it around the back like this, and they've already made a few mistakes doing so. But it's obviously what you get with the development side. They want to play, and they want to play the right way.
What you got there?
Scrambling across there is Jacob Muir to clear. So far, everything has worked out in the Glory's favour. Gwelup just need a break before half-time. You'd think a goal here would just put a bit of pressure on the hosts. Maralunda puts it back to Govan. He goes back to Gustavo. Looks to come inside. Plays it back for a, well, we'll call that one an optimistic strike on goal. Restarted again. Take his time here. Couple back alongside him there. Going to play it out is Painter Andrews, one of the 3 goal scorers so far today for the Glory. Colley and Anasmo the others, as this time Radachak reads the long ball well. Throwing down the line, looking for Anasmo. The clearance not dealt with well. Southgate asks a few questions of his teammate there. turning on it confidently. Salinger rolls it down the line for Brooks. Brooks has got pace. He's got a chance to cross it across the 6-yard box. He does just that and then gives the single-story Perth sign behind the goals there a volley. Frustration. So no one can get on the end of it for Gwelup. Major Andrews will take his time to retrieve this one. As we tick down towards the half. Perfect first half of the home side, could not have asked for more. Certainly haven't controlled large chunks of this game, but they've got the 3 goals and that's all that mattered. And in truth, Gwelup haven't really looked like troubling Cameron Cook in goal. Certainly not too often. Team efforts. They've really got to show for a first half where the youthful exuberance of the glory has certainly shone. As Cook looking to play it out again. Didn't have the option, so he looks long down the line and turns over possession. Diagonal, his pass is cut out by the head of Aiden Edwards, and Nasmo's going to make a nuisance of himself again, but Govern is cool in a crisis. Cutting across midfield there, coming out on the near side now to Salinger. Brooks is hugging the touchline short on his boots, comes inside for McCullough. That one bounces up onto a hand. Referee not interested. McCullough rolls it in, Sinclair gets a touch, not enough, and here go the glory, starting his attack is Jacob Muir, he rolls it out and then Nasmo is just offside again, just couldn't quite time his run right, but gee, they are playing with fire, Gwelup. Very high line already, 3 goals down, I guess they need to try something. Sinclair looks to pressure Jacob Muir there, who does a wonderful job to hold off the Gwelup striker. Half-time has decided that discretion is the better part of valour with these goal kicks from here on out. Short balls have been fraught with danger so far. So he looks long, and then Nasmo wins the flick on. The goalkeeper's going to come out. Radicek reads it well, but the clearance is poor. A chance for Bramwell. I mean, it would have had to be a really well-timed strike from there. He didn't have long to think about it. Gwelup come out on the near side through Brooks, in for McCullough. Brooks continues his run. The clip over the top. Ford just reads it beautifully. Steps in, cuts it out and rolls it in for Collie. To build it up to the back again. Collie stepping through midfield and wanking it out there. To the run of Zimmerino. Back for Collie. Chance to make it 4. Giordano Collie. Good save, Radicek. Back down the line. Galia to make running behind. Pass his paw. Cook picks it up. Makes it throw one way, goes out the other. Muir again. Collie again. Back to Formston. For forward. Just the press has dropped right off for Gwelup now. Glory just happy to knock it around. Mahalia will now look to press Formston. He goes back to Cook. Cook for Collie. And out to Muir. Beautifully done, Glory. Here's Leach turning on this one and looking to roll it into the path of Zimmerino. Taking his time there and coolly rolling it back to Radicek was governed. Radicek's clearance ends up at the feet of Ford. Going back to Edwards when perhaps he didn't want it. Reacted well enough to find Formston. Back to Collie. Collie think his team made a bit of work to do. Edwards. Back for Colley. Now the press is on from Gwelup, but Giordano Colley just coolly rolls it out into the path of Jacob Muir. Starting to grow in confidence now. Not that I think Gio's short of confidence. There's Leach. Forward. Here is the Glory skipper again. Set them on their way with that penalty early on. Stepping inside there is Edwards. He's been lively in this first half. The runner forward on his left. Opposite, hang on to it himself. Roll it out for Painter Andrews on the far side. Loses his footing initially, but keeps on working before taking a tumble. Well, come away with it. Lukala with a bit of space in midfield. Brooks making a run on the near side, checks back. Forward for Lahalia, who turns it over. Leach hustling back and winning possession back for his side. Forward back to Formston. There's Cook. Glory just soaking up time. They've done it really well in these last 10 minutes. Taking a bit of time off the clock. It's been a professional performance from a very young team. Marino challenges for that one against Southgate. Neither of them win it cleanly. Carla picks it up to ground level and finds Brooks. Maralunda holds off Colley. Talk about youth versus experience. Won't get a better match up for that. As Leach just strides away. Running well. Almost gave it away, but comes back for Edwards. Drives forward and his pass is too heavy for Kieran Bramwell. A Gwelup goal kick. Not long left in this first half. If you're joining us late, you have missed 3 Glory goals, none yet for the visitors. Colley, Massimo and Painter Andrews the scorers. Here is Painter Andrews just waiting for the contact of Gustavo Maralunda rather. Takes the throw, flicked on by Bramwell. Southgate deals and Anasmo thought about going to pressure, eventually does. Didn't want to leave Salinger, the long ball cut out by Colley. Bramwell leaves it for Zimmerino. He's got Anasmo ahead of him. Leach out here on the left. Hey! Good tackle in midfield there on Aidan Edwards. From a frustrated looking Maralunda. Takes the throw for Formston. Formston gives it back to Cook, who has to hack one clear under pressure. Comes out and, well, when nothing's going right, nothing goes right. That was John Steins. I barely said his name in the first half. He is the leading scorer of both sides across this season. He has 9, just 3 behind the league leader in Steve Sokol, but has barely figured today. Anasmo just looking for the ball, couldn't find it. Brooks picks it up in midfield, runs away from Leach and then gets taken down by Edwards. Leach just wants the ball over into Brooks. Southgate picks it up and gets him started quickly. Forward gets it down the line. Gwelup get a ball into the box. It's cut out by Painter Andrews and expense of the corner. Late chance here for Gwelup to give themselves a bit of impetus going into the half-time break. Very interested to hear Trevor Morgan's half-time talk. Certainly need to change something if they're going to get back into this one. This one right onto the spot. It's over everybody. No one got a clean header on it. He ran to the near post, cleared them and just popped up nicely in the end for Cameron Cook. take as much time as he can before pumping that one high and long. So no one in particular. Southgate's got to stand under it. Just lets it bounce off the top of his head. Back to Radicek. He looks to get Gwelup going the other way, but his kick is a poor one. Slipping there in midfield. Was the Gwelup player allowing? Kind of yet. And now the Glory have a chance to probably not change the half-time team talks in any meaningful way. Not a huge difference between 3-0 and 4-0, but you would almost say in the first half, if they can find a goal from here, that this one is just about over. Collie curls one nicely to the back post. It was his cross that provided Painter Andrews with the header for the third goal, and that is all the scoring we will see as the referee blows his whistle. Half-time here at Hartfield. It has been a stunning performance from the young Glory side. Started off with a penalty. Just a poor mistake at the back from the Gwelup defence, just putting an arm out when it wasn't needed. Gio stepped up and made no mistake from the spot. And from there it's been all Glory. And that's my claim the second after some good work from Edwards, initially to force a save from Radicek. Deflection, out over his head, and lots of players followed it in before Painter Andrews came up with the third, arriving at the back post. No mistake, that's from 6 yards. The score at half-time here is Perth Glory under 21s 3. Gwelup Croatia 0. We'll be back with the second half.
predicting the final scoreline to be?
I said Glory to win, both sides to score before the game, and I reckon I'll stick with that. So maybe 4-1.
Yeah.
But I don't, and it could be anything. The way that, yeah.
Would have been interesting.
Yeah, you got to see how they come out in the second half, but it's just they've been atrocious.
Sorry?
There comes Whoopsie.
James.
Welcome back to Crazy Domains Stadium at Hartfield Park for the second half of this round 16 NPL men's fixture between the Glory under 21s and Gwelup Croatia. It has been a first half that has gone all purple. 3 goals from the hosts, none from the visitors. As we head into this one, there is a lot of work for Trevor Morgan's side to do. They want to take anything from this one. Certainly a 4th win on the season looks a long, long way away today. And they'll need at least 3 goals if they're even going to fight back for their 9th draw of the season. Looks like there will be a half-time substitution here. Trevor Morgan rings the changes. Adam Fields will be the man coming on. As with these half-time substitutions in the NPL, I'm unable to tell you until I get a bit of a feel for the game who it is that's made way. Looks like Fields will go to right back. Salinger was at right back. It looks like he switched sides to accommodate the arrival of the Gwelup number 3. Now it looks like I'm being told Griffiths is the man to come off. Thank you, gentlemen. Perhaps still struggling with that knock he took earlier on in the first half. And Nasmo starts where he left off, just harassing and pressuring the Gwelup defence. He's going to get across and make life difficult for Southgate, who comes back inside and rolls it across through Skipper, who looks down the line, and Nasmo chases him as well. He is all over the place, forces that turnover really, that pressure that comes from the front. Possibly my player of the first half, Joshua Anasmo, just making life hard for every member of that Gwelup back four and the goalkeeper. On that occasion, Blair Govan doing enough to roll it back to Radachak, who now looks down the line. Hassani Sinclair flicks that one on for the substitute. Fields, who looks to take on Formston. Comes back inside, does well there, Fields. Ball across the box. Cut out by Edwards. touch on for Bramwell. His touch back was poor, but the pressure is still on. Sinclair now on the right wing for Gwelup. He just can't get his feet sorted out, the American import. Gets the ball stuck and bobbles out for a Perth throw. Perth Glory looking in this second half, I'm sure, for their 5th clean sheet of the season, which would put them one behind ECU, the champions, and their hunt. They've already been scored against today, so they won't add to that tally. Well, this was the shock scoreline of the round, but at half-time, Sorrento were leading Inglewood by 4 goals to 0. So goals raining in there, and it's not the league's leading scorers doing the scoring. Well, Woodsville has crossed the byline. Just have a quick look around the ground, so give you the full wrap. Floriat look to get back to winning ways. They host Bayswater. They currently lead by 1 goal to 0. About an hour gone there. Perth and Coburn knotted at 0. If scores stay like that, it'll be a huge weekend for the leaders. They've seen their 10-point lead at the top of the table slashed to 1 in 3 games. 3 losses in a row for a team that didn't look like they were going to lose all season the way they started. And down the bottom, Rockingham's resurgence, including that win against our visitors today, Gwelup, last weekend. Looking to be put to an end by the reigning champions, ECU. They lead by 2 goals to 1. And the game I already mentioned, Sorrento still leading 4-0 against Inglewood. Balcatta Armadale, no goals yet in that one. We turn our attention back here to a game that hasn't been much of a contest really since the opening hour, or opening half hour I should say. We're with a 3-0 lead. Forward skips away from a couple and spreads it across Maynard Andrews, who knocks it down to Muir. There's long ball and Nasmo there again. In the end, Govan just sort of shrugged him off. It bounced off his back and finds himself under pressure, the Gwelup captain here, and he just rolls away from it beautifully before giving it off to Southgate. And Fields forward for Lahalia. His ball across the box is blocked. That Glory backline holding strong. Had a number of crosses just like that. Formston, Muir, Painter Andrews. One or the other's always been there to block those crosses. They do concede a corner here though. Carla, the right-footed outswing, and it comes all the way to the back for the captain, who looks to just put it back into a dangerous area and then just shrugs his shoulders in frustration. Aiden Edwards here doing the job of pressuring high up the field. Radicek cuts back. And then he's told to just calm down. His first touch is a little heavy. It allows a Nasmo in. Before he clears long. Formston deals with that, but Southgate picks it up for Gwelup. Puts it over on the near side to Salinger, whose ball down the line is beautifully weighted. Just bounced a little highly for Steins, who just still hasn't found his way into this game at all. Sinclair for McCullough. Out for Fields. Steins is waiting at the back post here. Here's his chance, John Steins. Too high and not giving enough power on that one. Brooks' cross is blocked and Collie will pick up and skip away with it. Edwards to hold off McCullough and run away. And sees a throw. Disagree there with the decision from referee Arvin Shanmuganathan. Come on! across for Govan. Looks for the long diagonal to Sinclair. Playing out very wide to Sonny Sinclair. Lahalia holding that central position for Gwelup. Makala can't get there ahead of Collie. Leach picks up for the Glory and finds Zimmerino. Hasn't found his way onto the score sheet yet. When the Glory is scoring goals, it's usually just a matter of time before Adam Zimmerino finds his name on the score sheet. Brooks striding away there from Edwards, looking to roll it through the feet of Painter Andrews, but Jack stands strong for the Glory.
Yeah, Perth Glory!
Fields there, picked off by Fields. Be a throw in to Glory. That one over the head of Anasmo, who slipped but got to his feet quicker than Southgate. Looks to cut back inside the Gwelup centre half and roll it for Zimmerino, who looked to tow it onto Bramwell. Leach blocked the clearance and just scurrying over there to deal with the danger was Kieran Salinger. He's calmed things down now. Finds Makala dropping very deep for Brooks, but another man down here, and it's the captain for Gwelup, Blair Govan. Well, missing the tenacity and experience of one of the league's leading tacklers in Declan Hargraves before this game. They've lost Griffiths, we think, to an injury at half-time. He went down, was clearly struggling a little there. Really cannot afford to lose their captain. But he does not look good. This is becoming a day where nothing has gone right whatsoever for Gwelup Croatia. This could just add to the list of woes. Certainly a side that would have wanted to be challenging certainly for the top four at the start of the season, if not challenging the league leaders. It has not turned out that way. 8 draws so far in their 15 games. Have not found a way to turn those draws into wins. I mentioned in the first half, just the 3 wins, all of which have come against bottom 4 sides. The early 4-0 win in round 3 against Rockingham we thought might be a launch pad for them, but then went on a string of 3 1-1 draws in consecutive weeks. Balcatta, Glory and Floreat. No shame, of course, in not beating any of those sides. Balcatta they would have liked to have done better against, but obviously, as we've seen here, the Glory can really turn it on when they're on. Floreat are on top for a reason. Some of their other results they'll look back on and want to have done a lot better. So get restarted here. Long ball over the top, gets Sinclair interested. Sinclair's flash cross across the box is picked up by Lahalia. He does really well actually to keep the ball in and turn it back into the field of play, but it's cleared. Well up, at least spending a bit of time up the right end to start this second half and winning a free kick there. Surely need something soon to give them any hope at all. Makala, long and high. That Govan knocks it down. Chance. Cats get a strike on goal that just doesn't sit there for the Gwelup man. Salinger throws it in for Blair Govan, who looks to have recovered. He's still stepping gingerly on that left leg. Headed away by Joseph Ford for Glory. A good chance to see what this young Glory side are made of in terms of closing out a game, shutting it out. As I said, looking for their 5th clean sheet, so they've done it well so far this season. The ball comes out to Salinger, who clips it in, and a wonderful save from Catherine Cook to keep the Glory clean sheet. I didn't see who was arriving there, but they were arriving at a rate of knots. The header was powerful. It was close to the goalkeeper in truth, but you still need to save them. That was a superb reaction save from Cameron Cook. He's getting in on the action now. Very nervy early moment where he came out for a through ball 30 yards out from goal, completely misjudged it. Well, didn't punish the Glory for that. And then conceded 3 goals in quick succession. How things could have been different. Salinger. Quick throw from Aralunda. Back to Makala. He was looking for Brooks, but it was cut out by Painter Andrews. Bramwell for Leach. And now Edwards. Edwards looks to just clip it. There for the run of Anasmo, but didn't get enough on it. Southgate with the diagonal now for Sinclair. Getting very wide in this second half. Asani Sinclair looking to spring attacks down that right wing. Simmerino getting back to pressure him, so he retreats to Makala. And he steps around Anasmo and then lofts one in for Lahalia, who's headed down is good for a strike on goal, and a mistimed strike on goal there for John Steins. First real chance there for the Gwelup top scorer. It was a good one as well. He just was waiting for it to drop, but it just wouldn't sit. Slips as he kicks. That allows Adam Fields to get in. Heads it down for Makala. Makala for Sinclair. Back to Makala. Providing the pressure there was Zimmerino. Winning the tackle, losing possession. Well, keep going. Southgate confronted there by Edwards, and Asmo's going to be in. Still providing pressure to the Perth forward and just letting that one run, and quite fortunate to pick up the foul there is Salinger. He screams at someone, possibly a teammate, possibly the referee, possibly an opponent, or possibly all three. Here he is now, Salinger, looking to get Sinclair in behind. It's a beautiful ball from the Gwelup fullback. Good use of the body there from Sinclair initially on forward. Beautiful back heel there. Looking for Fields, who cuts into the box, turns well, keeps possession. Back for Brooks, back for Sinclair. He rolls in field to Makala. He's pressured by Anasmo, who's going to keep on running and keep on pressing. Southgate spreads it wider for Govan. Govan's ball in the box is good. They've got a few good balls into dangerous areas in this second half so far. Lahalia for Maralunda. He's pressured and he turns it over. Gio Colley providing the tackle there for the Glory. All hands on deck trying to preserve this clean sheet as Maralunda rolls it back to Salinger. They turn it over now. Bramwell. It's for Leach. Zimmerino. Well up. Back forward, just looking a little staggered. Edwards. Just looked to drop the shoulder on Southgate, but slipped, and Southgate steps over the Glory man, who's still down on the far side. Well up, look to build an attack through Sinclair. Puts it down the line for Lahalia. Puts it onto the penalty spot. Steins couldn't bring it down. It runs for Brooks. Fronted by Jack Painter Andrews, who skips by him initially, gets flashes across the box, which Cook got a hand on. Regalia looking to turn and perhaps get a shot on goal. Colley just held him off. It comes from Maralunda. Marino's cool there, the turnaround Fields. Still with possession on the far side, Adam Zimmerino. And gives away a free kick there. It's good work from Gustavo Maralunda to keep pressuring the Glory number 11. Eventually took his touch away and then body contact. Drew the whistle. Just a promise here for Gwelup. We'll take it. Get himself a refreshment pressure up here for Gwelup. They currently trail by 3-0. Down on halfway still is Glory player. I think it was Aiden Edwards that was down. That was great. I'll have a quick look across the fixtures in the other games and get you some more scores. Sorrento still leading Inglewood by 4-0. Gwelup a double their lead against Rockingham. Perth and Coburn still 0-0. Floreat still leading Bayswater by 1-0. So the lead at the top has been stretched to 4 points there. And the way this game's going, it looks like Gwelup are doing Gwelup a favour by beating their opponents from last week, Rockingham. The last thing Gwelup want here is to be drawn into a relegation battle, which could have been a real reality. If things don't go their way, they can still find themselves, as I mentioned earlier, down in 10th out of 12 teams, with just Balcatta and Rockingham behind them. But they haven't given up yet on this game. Makala will take the free kick, he'll clip it up in the back post. Appeals for something from the Gwelup players as the ball comes out to Fields. He's pressured by Collie and the Glory win possession. That pressure, that running, that closing down, that has been the highlight of this performance for the home side. From the first minute right up until now, still holding their what would be 5th clean sheet of the season, and Asmo's going to win that one surely against McCullough. He does. Collie goes in against Brooks, but the ladder wins out here. That one rolled for Steins. Cook gets there first. Bobbles the clearance. Can't take that one with his hands. It comes for Lahalia. Looks to roll one on goals, but back there to deal with that is Jacob Muir. He looks long in the direction of Gio Collie, who looks to turn it down the line for Zimmerino. Southgate will get there first. In fact, the touch line will get there first. Southgate picks it up and eventually leaves it for Fields to take the throw in. McCullough on the turn. Steins flips it over for Lahalia. Healers to turn one around the corner for a man who wasn't there. I think he was hoping that Sonny Sinclair would be on the charge. Cook comes out and plays it for Fields. Plays a 1-2 with his skipper, Gio Collie. Man, he got things rolling here. Yeah, Cook has his clearance charged down. He'll try again this time under no pressure. Down the line. Split the difference between him and the other man, and Nasmo providing pressure again. Joshua and Nasmo, will he get another goal to justify all his hard work? He does! What a superb performance, and he goes over, dishes out some hugs to the Glory fans. He deserves all the hugs you can give a man after his performance today. Glory 4, Gwelup 0. About to tear off and then realised he had a few friends there. Well, that goal symbolises not just the Glory but his work rate in particular today. Joshua and Asmo, he has been the man of the match by a distance now with that second goal. Absolutely relentless running, relentless pressure. Everything you want from a forward. He has provided today, as well as, of course, those 2 goals. couldn't see really whether or not he'll be credited with the first one. That one was certainly his as he just continued pressing, charged down the clearance. And while the pressure's been great from the Glory, you have to say it's been a few mistakes at the back from Gwelup that have cost them dearly as well. Ethan Brooks now from Gwelup. 4-0 deficit. Surely wouldn't think anyway that we will see a change in the result. This is going to be a Glory win, and it's going to be a big Glory win. Just by how many is the question now. And Gwelup looking to show a bit of pride and fight on. At least get themselves on the score sheet today. Here is a chance. McCullough with another corner. They've had a few. And their defending so far has been flawless. Cook hasn't had many saves to make. He had one from close range that he made well as Lahali had knocks that one down, but Zimmerino gets there first and clears long down the line. Southgate will retrieve this, and look at this, still running. It's Andrew Maranta. The Glory substitute must have made his way on. I missed the substitution, my apologies for that. I think it was while the corner was waiting to be taken to Gwelup, and Aidan Edwards was down with a knock. It looks like he is the man that has been replaced, so hopefully Aidan Edwards and Brent Griffiths aren't struggling too much, that can return in the coming weeks. Thoughts are with those two, but I don't think Aidan Edwards will be minding it too much as long as it's nothing serious, of course. The lead as it is now by 4 goals to nil, this Glory side leading. McCullough frustrated, Collie getting over in his ear. You can understand why. Zimmerino, of course, just making sure he gets a jab in as McCullough runs away. Here is Adam Zimmerino. Turns the ball over. Brooks. Painter Andrews is the defender. Brooks skips, Bramwell it was rather. There's Painter Andrews throwing in a tackle. Gets a yellow card for that one. Perhaps a little harsh from referee Shanmugathan, but again, I don't think there'll be too many Glory players worrying about things like that. Brooks. One up to the back post. They let it bounce when perhaps they shouldn't have, but Sinclair just couldn't get an outstretched toe on that to take it past Cook. He's with the Glory keeper now. The shed end making their noise away to our right. It's been a wonderful day for them. Nasmo just cushions it down beautifully. Leach now looking to get it back into the path of Anasmo, just doesn't get there in time for his hat trick, and the offside flag was up. And a red card for the goalkeeper, is it? Well, I didn't see that. Did you catch it? The handball, was it? Right, well, outside of the box. Certainly a goal scoring opportunity then. The question is coming there from Radachak, the Gwelup goalkeeper, as to whether or not he was in or outside of the box. The decision's been made. He's obviously the Gwelup stand-in goalkeeper after an injury to their starter earlier in the season, and they will be down to their third choice here. Radachak makes his way down the tunnel. Gwelup 4 goals down, 1 man down now. Well, initially when the referee came and got his card out, I thought he may have been penalising Anasmo for going in when he couldn't win the ball, but clearly the red card was for the goalkeeper handling the ball outside of his area, denying a clear goal scoring opportunity. The substitution is made. Back up to their backup now in goals. Didn't catch the number, I apologise. of the new goalkeeper, so I'll give you that name when I can. It will be a free kick to the Glory right on the edge of the 18-yard box. Tough distance to get it up and down, but perhaps just a hit and hope is what's required here from this sort of distance. Just when you need it, smash it and hope that you get a goalkeeper unsighted, you can find a gap between the wall. Bramwell just creeping in there on the right-hand side. Gwelup are going to have to get an eye on him because a quick pass out to Kieran Bramwell and it's a clear shot on goal for the Glory number 9.
Top right-hand corner.
I'm not sure if Zimmerino or Colley will be in a generous mood when they're leading by 4 goals to nil. Perhaps be thinking about their personal tallies now. The wall getting moved back by the referee. They take a huge step forward after he's put them back where he wanted them. But as his back was turned, didn't notice that. It'll be Zimmerino! He does it to his Sally! It is his 9th of the season. It's Glory's 5th today. And what a performance this is. Great free kick. Well, it didn't go up and over the wall. Went to that side, had the keeper unsighted, perhaps by the Glory players setting up their own wall to the right of the Gwelup one. And Gwelup are furious, and I think Maralunda will be talking his way into the book, perhaps. No, he saw the referee pull something out of his pocket, perhaps just his notebook. Well, that will get us restarted. It has been a disaster of a day for them. Ethan Brooks continues protesting with the referee. Kieran Salinger continues protesting with the linesman. I can tell you it is not the referee's fault that you're 5 goals down, gentlemen.
Oh, that's a terrible challenge.
Free kick given there. Gwelup look for some scant consolation here in the dying stages of this one. 5 goals down now, 1 man down. Brooks looking to charge on there and take on Daniel Benny, who's come on as a substitute for the Glory. Never an easier time I can think of to come on as a substitute when you're already 5 goals up. Long throw from Salinger. Flicked on. Decent flick on from Lahalia, but no one was arriving at the back post. Cutting inside and pumping it down the line there is Ford. Zimmerino heads wide for Colley. Skips inside. Sinclair. Skips inside another. Well, there is Colley. Apologies, the hairstyles confused me there. Didn't quite catch the pink flash in the blonde. Perhaps another substitute on that far side. And I'll get all the names sorted out. I promise it's just been a hectic game here. 5 goals. I'll have to try and remember who scored them all. And Gwelup now just reverting to arguing and complaining. It's been a horror day for Gwelup Croatia. Another substitute coming on. Christian Belladonna, I believe it is warming up on the far side. He will replace Adam Zimmerino, whose day is done after that free kick goal. 5th goal of the day. All one way. Ethan Brooks and his opponent just tug shirts on the near side. So Daniel Benny, the other Perth substitute, just looking to get involved in this game. Sinclair has that ball cut out by Chris Donald. Ford cutting inside as Colley running ahead of him. Goes further to Andrews. Finds Donald. Ford finding his way forward now. Collie. Andrew Miranda, of course it was. My apologies, the other bleach-haired bandit today for the Glory. Lagalia looking to provide a bit of pressure here. He's going to charge Cook down, and Cook rolls it out calmly. Wilmston goes further afield. Now they look down the line. Belladonna making a nuisance of himself and picking up possession now. He has Jack Painter Andrews opposed to Brooks. Brooks gets there first. Now guys, apologies there. We've just about had our cameras and microphone taken out as the strike on goal there from Belladonna is blocked.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm all right.
You're all right.
That's right.
Apologies again for that. For whoever was watching, I didn't pick up my bad language. We had a couple of less than sober gentlemen stumbling their way and falling across and almost taking out our camera and cameraman. So they have been removed and dealt with. We can get on with the game. Collie to take the free kick for the Glory. Holds it for Benny. Back to Collie. Toad there looking to go back to Benny. Not quite finding him. Another substitution, or a double substitution in fact, coming up for Gwelup. Raphael Gomba in place of Sani Sinclair. Maralunda will also make way. I believe it's Sebastian Kashangian. Raphael Gomba will take up position out here on the left wing for Gwelup by the looks of it. Come on and take up his position in midfield for Gwelup. Perhaps a case of damage limitation. You don't want any of your stars to receive bookings or injuries in this kind of fixture, so Trevor Morgan, I think, hanging up the boots in this one. See what the substitutes can do. Do much worse than the starters in truth. Makala plays that one back. Here is the substitute there looking to roll it. The other substitute in the Shangian, but Glory take over. Painter Andrews back to Cook. His pass there is poor. Sneak there to Raphael Gomba, who can only deflect that pass out over for another Perth throw. This one may be over, but we have a few close games around the league. Get to those in a moment as Lagalia looks to apply some forward pressure. He does enough to force a clearance. Another long throw coming up from Salinger. He wants everyone in the box anyway. Telling them to get deeper. Maybe that only route to goal, just getting that ball into the box and hoping for something. Collie gets there first. Cleared by Belladonna. Only as far as Govan. He gets it back to Makala. Looks to just loft one in the path of Salinger. Cut out. Go up throw again. Glory and Coburn still tied, but Bayswater have also equalised against Floreat late on there. So that changes the title race again. Back to just the 1 point at the top. Charging in there, winning possession almost for the Glory was Daniel Benny. Good pressure from the substitute, long ball over the top, had Lagalia offside. Gwelup now 4-1 leaders down in Rockingham. Sorrento, no change there. They lead Inglewood by 4 goals to nil. Huge result from the side in third. Even huger when you consider the other results. These things stand there. Gap to the top has been narrowed to 4 points. So Sorrento in the title race, really, you have to say, after today's results, if things don't change. Can't look at it. Poke that one back there for Fields. Coming in and picking that one up for Gwelup is Gomba. Rolls it for a strike there from Mushungian, but that's blocked. Very cool there on the ball was Muir. Painter Andrews thumps it high and long. Governor's got to wait. Bramwell making a nuisance of himself. Header does come back to Gwelup. Back up goalkeeper. Do not have his number down. My apologies. Eventually back to the keeper who thumps it long and high. Forward does well initially. Second touch was even better. The third was a little astray though. Over the head there of Gomba. Then he picks it up. North runner, Painter Andrews, and comes back inside there for Donald. Donald spreads it for Maranta. Has to move that one back quickly. He does so, and Formston finds his skipper in a little pocket of space. Collie for Donald. Back for Painter Andrews. Back for Donald, back for Collie. Right back out the way they came. Formston for Maranta. Maranta exchanges possession with Belladonna and then rolls it in the path of Bramwell, who's just eased off it by Blair Govan. Rolls that one to Salinger. Salinger steps inside Benny and looks to roll it for the Galia, but he has Newer all over it. He sees a foul. Salinger. Shooting that one into the area. Dealt with comfortably. McCullough heads it back in and Cook will come out and claim. We do have final scores. Floriat held by Bayswater. Perth Coburn still 0-0 in stoppage time there. Inglewood have got one back against Sorrento, but it won't be enough. They still trail by 4 goals to 1 in stoppage time. Got about 5 minutes or so left here, depending on how long Schumacher-Nathan wants to add a referee. That's a poor challenge in midfield. Expecting to see the yellow card when this attack's done. Maranta charging into the area, pulling it back, stepping around one there was Belladonna, couldn't pull the trigger. Collie, Donald, for Painter Andrews. Donald continues his run. Painter Andrews comes inside instead for Benny. And the home side surely now just happy to knock possession around. Collie. All the way back. Forward has to retreat. Collie. Newer. Back to Collie. Get their stats up here, the Perth boys. There's not a lot of pressure coming from the opposition forward. Just to shimmy and shake his way away from the substitute fields. Been ended as a contest in truth for quite some time this match. The first half an hour was just about all she wrote. He jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Mistake at the back there from Maranta. Scalio's Nyatsambo in. Puts a collar on Andrew Maranta on the far side and gives away a foul. Not much left here other than to see out time until the final whistle. I'm sure that Glory are desperate to hang on to that clean sheet. It's been some pride of theirs this season, their defensive performance. And after today, it will remain one of the best in the league. Skip away there from Hushangian. Couldn't get away and well up to get going forward. Perhaps a foul, but referee says the ball was played and maybe the Glory can make it 6. Hubbard sliding in. This tackle almost ends up into a through ball into the penalty area. The speed at which he was charging in there, the Gwelup captain. Painter Andrews receives one there from Salinger. No nonsense stuff from the Glory though as they get up and they keep going. Gavin dumps that one high onto the head there of Benny. Cushions it down. Oh, lovely return ball almost there from Donald for Benny. Well up. Look to come away now in their hunt for a consolation. They'll be stopped in their tracks by Joseph Ford. Back to Ford. Ford gives away the foul. Quick restart, long ball over the top there, looking but not finding yet Sambo. Well up substitute. I think Gwelup have used all their substitutes today, so I can tell you that it's Caleb Cooper in goal, I believe. Superb work at the back there from Jack Painter Andrews going until the final whistle and then playing a beautiful ball over the top. Just not quite finding a teammate there. But perhaps if Bramwell had read the flight of the ball there, he could have been in. Cooper playing it out to the feet of Govan, who picks up a free kick. Much to the dismay of Kieran Bramwell. Govan goes long. Well read there, again by Painter Andrews, whose header is picked up by Colley. Colley's 1-2 with Ford, and the Glory number 10 strides away, charged down by Southgate, but moves back to the Glory defence. Formston for Colley, and then directs his centre half to play it out. Gets it back there from Ford. Salinger ups it long straight to Colley. Finds Maranta. Ford. Colley. And all the way out to Mion. Just purple shirts on the shoulder of the last man every time you look forward. A lot of boys that want to get their name on the score sheet here today. That one misdirected. Fields just looks for options. Doesn't have a lot of them. Eventually finds one. Comes straight back to him. Maranta looking to put a bit of pressure on. Fields runs away from him, but the Glory come away with the ball again, as they've done so often today. A good tackle there from Bushungian. Southgate heads back. Muir. Colley. Towed on, a chance for the substitute to get on the end of this one. Heads it past Southgate, who just drops him with a good old-fashioned AFL shirt front. Well, they've had a bit to complain about in this second half. Well, they've had a bit that they have complained about anyway, the Gwelup players, but I'd say they got away with that one. Painter Andrews, and there's a shove from McCullough, who's kind of frustrated figure for most of this second half. Bramwell was alive with a quick ball. Colley just clips it over the top for Maranta, and that is just too easy. The whistle does blow, but Gwelup are just sleeping at the moment. The truth is always somewhere in the middle, but you'd have to say this is probably the Glory's best performance of the season and probably Gwelup's worst. How much of that is Gwelup not turning up today, and how much of it is Glory performing to the level we all know they're capable of? That's not for me to judge. Ford coming forward in these final minutes. Retreat to Colley. Continue to battle in midfield. Colley again. Knocking it around the back. I'm sure they will look for a ball over the top soon. At the moment, showing that patience. They turn it over though on the far side. Maranta works with Ford to win it back. And then concede possession again. Lagalia. Flipping it over the top there for the run of Gomba. Gomba has fielded this one. Crosses it in. No one there for Gwelup. Headed on further by Donald. Govan picks it up on halfway. Rolls out to his left and doesn't have many options short, so he looks long. Over Gomba and out for a Perth throw. Referee looks at his watch. Might just about good time in this one. We are at the referee's discretion here. He waves on the thrower. Painter Andrews. Throws it down the line there. Flipped on beautifully initially by Belladonna. Didn't quite get his radar right. Popped up on the head of Sergeant Lagalia. Knock it up. We're back to Cook. Takes a shuffle out. Under pressure. Did really well in the end. Down Belladonna. He leaves it for Colley. Formston for Painter Andrews. Biting off a little more than he can chew on that occasion. Shimmy around Raphael Gomba. Gets back to cut the pass out, and there is the final whistle. Marvin Sandler. That brings this one to a close. A marker put down by this young side. Some superb individual performances. But a day to forget for Gwelup. It all started with a penalty in the opening minutes that Gio Colley so coolly rolled into the bottom corner. It seems an age ago now. There was then some delightful work from Aidan Edwards to force a save from Cook that was bundled in. Whether or not Joshua Nasmo got the final touch on it, he was planning it. Gio Colley crossed from a set piece, found the head of Jack Painter Andrews for their third. Before the second half commenced, Joshua Nasmo being rewarded for his hard work early in the second half as he closed down a clearance, rounded the goalkeeper and then rolled it in, and the goalkeeper would not be the goalkeeper for much longer as he received a red card for handling the ball on the edge of his area, or outside of the edge of his area. Again under pressure from Joshua Nasmo. That capped us off in terms of scoring as Adam Zimmerino took the resultant set piece and curled it in to the back of the net for his ninth of the season. The Glory's fifth today. That is our final score here. I've been Sean Fry. Thank you for listening wherever you have been watching on your live streams on the Football West YouTube or Facebook page. The final score here today at Crazy Domain Stadium. Perth Glory under 21s 5. Gwelup Croatia 0. Thanks, man. You too, man.
Definitely interesting.
Oh, yeah. All right.